Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's stream. Now, before we get started, we have some stuff that we need to talk about. First off, how's everyone doing? I know it's been a week since I've last streamed, and I've been a little busy. I've been trying to work on a new build, a new computer, and I thought that, in all honesty, I'd have it ready today. Fully, downloaded, everything updated, and, ready to go for a music stream. Yeah, long story short, I had to send back the motherboard, because the BIOS is absolutely fucked, and I have no way of fixing it. So, yeah, that's, that's the fun part. Okay. Now let's go ahead and let's move on to the meat and potatoes of today's stream. Whoops, my face cam is not working. That's fun. That's really fun. Why isn't it working? Okay, perfect. There we go. All right, chat, we got a few rules of today's stream. Number one, we're not going to talk about the mess that is the background. I have not been able to take the boxes out, and frankly, I'm a little scared to take the boxes out, considering I just had to return my motherboard for it being absolutely fucked. So, we're going to ignore that. Do not mention the box in the background. Aside from that, we're not going to talk about the fact that I have been completely MIA for the last, 7 days while I've been trying to get this computer up and running. That's not in the question. We're not going to question why I was late to stream. That's not something to be concerned about. We're not going to be talking about the fact that there is some makeup on my sleeve somewhere, right here. That's not something we're going to be talking about. We are not going to be talking about the fact that I broke a mirror today intentionally and posted it on my story with the caption, going into 2026 with insanely bad luck. It's been a very busy day. What can I say? So yeah, welcome to the final music stream of 2025, everyone. How are we doing today? How are we feeling? In all honesty, I'm feeling pretty well. I think we did a lot of stuff this year that we probably wouldn't have done. I don't know, it's crazy to think about. We released Deep Space, which is, holy crap, the greatest thing I've ever made. And, as I'm about to share, we've been working on a new project. A really big project. And, on top of that, we have new music releasing already, lined up for the first 4 months of the year. And I might have I have 2 new songs coming, and a music video planned. You guys will not find out the music video, though. The music video is going to stay rather silent, and will probably get released sometime in mid-2026. Why so far away? It's because I want to give my other releases time to breathe. I want to give them their own special dedicated window, which is why the first release, The Way You Look at Me, is dropping early in early February, so in about a month. And then after that, it's going to be late March for the next track after that, or I think it's early April. I'd have to go back and look at my release calendar for that. But those are currently the dates that we are looking at, or at least the time frames that we are looking at for those releases. And the next release will not actually be a new one, but it'll be a music video, one that is very important and one that will set the stage for everything that comes after it, and some stuff that came before it. But this is something that I have been working on painstakingly for the past 4 months, and today, actually, I spent most of the day recording with Freyon, getting everything the way it should be, doing takes for this music video, and just running through general ideas with her and making sure that everything is working as intended. So, with that in mind, actually, hang on, give me one quick second. I see something here that needs to get fixed. Whoop. Just want to make sure nothing is where it should be, and where everything is as it should be. Yep, because that makes sense. Okay, give me one quick second. I just realized I don't have chats up. I want to make sure that YouTube chat is up as well. Make sure that we're not missing anything on that front. The last music stream of 2025. It's a great time. I'm super excited. Honestly, for the stuff that I have like planned in the future, I think we are in for a really good year for 2026. There is so much, and I mean, there is so much stuff that I have on the horizon that I would absolutely love to share. Unfortunately, oh, hang on, wrong screen. Unfortunately, I cannot at the moment. So we are going to be keeping our lips sealed on that. Ding. And I'm super excited to share what I can. And I think, speaking of which, we probably should jump in. We've been chatting here for quite a while. I think it's time that we just immediately jump right into the meat and potatoes and get started on our work for today. Work for today? I actually don't know what we're going to be doing today. But I do have 2 tracks that I want to share, neither of which are have been previously talked about in a Music Monday. And I say specifically Music Monday because these 2 tracks were created in our I worked on both these tracks last in our previous work stream. If you're unfamiliar, our work streams are where I sit down and I just lock in. I focus on the music. I focus on getting stuff done. It's not really about me communicating with chat and me explaining stuff the way that I do with these Music Monday streams. They're a little bit different. They're a little bit more locked in compared to these streams where we talk about it, we break stuff down, we ramble, we yap. You know the deal. Anyway, so with that in mind, let's go and let's take a look at what this track is. It is called A Warm Welcome. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the first track to Project Wasteland. Exactly. Project Wasteland. Not only that, but ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, I have track 2 of Project Wasteland in the works right now. And I've been fiddling around with it for a little bit. I have not... Okay, so I will not lie. In the past week that I have been MIA from the internet and from general gaming, I have also not touched music. I have sort of been offline for the most part. And that's not because, like, that's not for any reason in particular. I've just been so goddamn busy with the holidays and just trying to make sure that stuff is happening the way it should in my life and making sure that stuff is where it should be and yada yada. So with that in mind, I worked on this on Tuesday, I believe. Right? Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. So this is where we are with stuff. It's been a while and I need to hear it again. So this will be fresh, a refresher for my ears and a new play and a new thing for yours. Anyway, without further ado, let's go and let's take a listen to it. Oh yeah, we're getting into it. Most of those melodies go. Holy crap. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. So that's currently the state of our first track. Honestly, I'm really happy with it. And the fact that we were just endlessly going and somehow got above 4 minutes and 40 seconds for an opening track. Peak. It's actually like fantastic. It's cinema. Okay. What exactly is happening with this track? There's a lot going on right in this whole thing, and I want to go over like sort of what the main components are of it and like sort of take more time to sort of digest this track as a whole because, and the reason I say this is because this track is the first track that we made for the project, as well as I believe the foundation for everything that's going to come after it. We have so many melodies and so many motifs, as well as the sound palette of this track that I think will last quite well through the entirety of the project. So, with that in mind, let's go and let's start from the beginning and we'll just work our way through. So, it all started with this one particular bass or synth pad. And I was just sort of playing around with it. I wanted to see like what we could do in terms of like getting that space sound, as well as trying to do something new. Because like it's a wasteland, it's scrap punk. You're gonna need those like dark and gritty sounding synths. So that's sort of where we started. And we ended up taking from that idea a pulsing bass to sort of drive everything. And eventually that added on our pulsing parts, which I was really, when it came to making this sound in particular, I was really looking for that that bass like punchy sound with an echo delay on it. So boom 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 boom. So creating that sort of iconic like punchy sound that I would want to resonate through the whole soundtrack. That's what I was going after, and I think we landed on the nail. I think we hit the nail on the head pretty well in this case. Also, for anyone curious as to what exactly I did, let's go and let's just mute all the instruments here, or all the plugins here, and just listen. I tamed it down quite a bit, because I thought the sound would be way too much for what we were trying to do. Okay, so with that in mind, after that, we started adding some more stuff into the main mix in order to make things sound a bit more full, a bit more detailed. So I think we came up with this one, which is another synth from Analog Strings, I believe. And you can sort of hear the reverberance in it and just sort of the general pattern. And then we did something similar with this for Jupiter's Organs, which is one that we've used before in the Inside My World soundtrack, but I also feel like it's a good fit for this one as well. This will not be, this probably won't be a motif instrument, like a core definer of the sound palette, but I do really like how it sounds. So we started going in, we started adding some bells and whistles, which is really cool. And from there, I believe we start our first melody. Okay, so we get the idea. And sort of as we continue throughout the piece, the melody gets a little more interesting. This one sounds a lot more airy as well as generally more distorted and more harsh. And then we go to this one. Okay. And because I skipped over it here, I wanted to go sequentially sort of through the ideas and come back to this where we had our first like sort of reverse segment where we created this after and we're sort of working backwards. So this is what I came up with on sort of the spot as I was looking for more stuff to put in this track. Yeah, I like it. It's a really fun, like, plucky melody. And it goes pretty well throughout the whole song. So yeah, as you can see here, we have more stuff to... We have more stuff to sort of keep things interesting and to keep recycling stuff through. Or throwing stuff in the cycle to break the cycle. So it's not just mundane and boring, but there's actual dynamics. You can actually, like, start to feel a little bit of the pressure. Okay, then have I gone over every instrument? I think I have, in this case, except for this one, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's just really fun, and I really do like to I like to play around with stuff, and that's sort of how a lot of this track came to be. Is I was like, okay, I'm looking for something else. I don't really have an intended vision, or I don't have an intended idea, so we're not going to worry about what's it called. We're not going to worry about getting stuff that we know. We're gonna just play around with it. We're gonna go with the flow. This project does not have a deadline yet. But I would like to. I was sort of in the mindset of, okay, I want to try something new. I want to try like something I haven't really tried before. And so I found this base and I just started literally boom, 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 and he did it. Or what am I saying? What? What? My brain's like in two different places right now. I did it. I made the base. And then of course we have like some other stuff like through here. I mean, I don't even remember what this one was. Distant Life in Reverse. Yeah, no, it's more of me playing around and just seeing like what I'm feeling. No rush on anything. No, none of that. So, with that in mind, this is the official start of Project Wasteland. Will it be? It will not be finalized as Project Wasteland. I know we did Project Deep Space and it ended up becoming Deep Space, but this one's different. It's gonna have a full name. The story's all written. We have our tracks being started, and overall, I'm super happy with the way that these tracks are turning out. We have this over here. Me completely using a synth for something that it should not be used for. Like, listen to that climax. Bam, 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 bam. And then we can take off the distortion on it. There we go. That's nicer. Yeah, I'm still working on some other things for this track. I'm trying to decide how I want it to end. I'm trying to think about like what the logistics are of making this like a full piece. Speaking of Peace, welcome on in, Peace. How you doing? And yeah, overall, I'm really happy with the way this track has turned out. Guess who won their fantasy football leagues? Was it you? Did you win fantasy football? Peace, have you won fantasy football leagues? Yes, sir. Hell yeah. What'd you win? Was anything up for the bet? All right, so that was the first track. That was a warm, quote unquote, warm welcome. This next track is Tough and Rigid. So the first track is, and I think now's a better time than ever to start going over the story and sort of say where we're going with this. So A Warm Welcome is our introduction track. It is our first introduction to the world and the soundscape that we are building. So, we walk into a new town. I haven't decided the town name, but it's important to know that this town is not very kind to outsiders. The people are tough and rigid. They look at you and they cast you out immediately. One league, $150. 1.7K in the second league? Holy crap! Second league was split with my dad because I ran it and he financed it. That's crazy. You went over. Yeah, you almost won 2K in total, which is very good. Good on you for that one. All right, but yeah, so I was stressing all day. You know what? That's fair. That's completely fair. But worth it. Definitely worth it. If you were able to lock down that much money, hella worth it. How's the music going? It's going pretty well. We started a brand new large scale soundtrack. We just shared off the first track called A Warm Welcome, which the introduction is we come into a new town, which I haven't fully decided the name of yet. I'm between like 4 different options at the moment. And it sort of sets up the idea for like it sets up the general feeling for how the town is supposed to be. It is scrap punk wasteland themed, so we're using a lot of heavy and gritty synths as well as working with a lot of metallic sounds. So the next track is called Tough and Rigid, which is used to describe the people of this town and sort of who you're dealing with and who you're interacting with. So without further ado, let's go and let's take a listen to this track for the first time in a hot second, or first time on an official Music Monday. This track is not put together as I thought. Holy crap. Okay, we could probably work on this today. I know I was messing around with some ideas last time. I just couldn't remember what it was. Okay. So this is definitely something that we can start working on today. And I'm actually really excited to tackle this again because there's a lot of stuff that I like about this track and like I can see the potential of. But there's a lot of stuff that's in here that I want to get rid of. For example, this part right here, I don't know why this is here. This is not fitting the vibe at all for what we're trying to do. But I like the idea that it has, and I would like to see if I could flourish it a little bit more. So that's what we're going to sort of be doing today, and that's sort of the direction that I want to go with this soundtrack. We can already hear from the beginning just how crazy this is going to get. A very punchy bass. Followed by another really punchy bass. No, that is way too low. Holy crap. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and keep it up there. One thing that I am really trying to do with this soundtrack in particular is I'm trying to build out tracks. I'm trying to do more slow burns and even bigger build-ups. So we're going to see exactly how we can get from like all the way down here all the way to up here exponentially, but also tell like a good story in between. So it just sort of ramps up and you're able to get thrown in it's after like a really good introduction. So with that in mind, let's go and let's start instrument shopping. Do we want to instrument shop right now, or do we just want to take a look at whatever list we had before? I'm thinking probably just to... it might be better to do some instrument shopping. I want to hear what we can find. Also, what key are we in? I saw F sharp major. Whoa. Okay, I want to hear this on this now. Another element is available to thicken the patch if you turn on layer B. There's nothing on layer B. Hang on, what are you? Okay, I want to hear how this sounds. Just entertain the thought. Okay, if I search for something metallic, what can I find? Okay, let's try that now. Okay. Whoa, interesting. Try Celeste? I wonder, is there painting on this? What number were we looking at? A lot of automation. Holy crap. Okay, honestly, not bad in this. Yeah, not bad, really. Yeah, okay, I'm vibing with it, I think. Yeah, I think overall I'd say I'm vibing with it, but I'm not gonna solidify that in just yet. I'm not the happiest with how it sounds in at least right now. We might go ahead and do some adjustments, and we might go ahead and start like deconstructing the sound and trying to make it a little bit better for what we're looking for. But as of right now, I'm just now we're good. Okay, what are we looking for exactly? I guess we're just looking for new sounds. We're trying to see what we can find. What happens if we do this? Okay. Can we do anything with this? Nah, I guess not. At least not the way I'm thinking of, at least. Could do something like that? I don't know. I like that idea for like a bass line. Whoa. Okay, this is kind of funky. Let me hear it along this. Okay, hang on. 2, 3, 4. You know what? I kind of do like that synth. I'll go ahead and I'll keep it for now, but I don't know if I'm going to use it yet. Emphasis on yet. I think that's a big thing to emphasize. I feel like I need to quickly adjust my scenes very quickly, make sure that everything is on the right screen. Because I fear, and this is like an innate fear of mine, that if I were to open up something, it's going to be on the wrong screen, and something's going to be shown that I cannot like erase from the internet. Not saying I've got anything bad to hide, but I've got stuff that I can't share on the internet. Everyone does. So if you'll excuse me, I just need to quickly go on the just chatting screen, just to make sure that everything is where it should be, and to make sure that we are not running into any issues. Like that. For example, my Spotify is just blatantly on the main monitor, and I would prefer not having it there. For reasons that I will not share. Yeah, you know, people just do their own thing. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. Just make sure everything is good. Everything is in fact good. Okay. I do want this on. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, we can go back to the game screen. Whoop whoop. Womp womp womp. Wee wee wee. Okay. Let's go back to work. I'll make sure that everything is where I want it to be. What are we thinking for this? Percussive organic? What would that entail? kind of do like it, though, as like a percussive sound. I don't see a problem with that. Let me go ahead and hear that in context very quickly. Would be kind of cool, actually. Would not mind doing something cool like that. Honestly, the more I'm listening to this bass line, the more I have an idea for what track I want this to be. And it is not Tough and Rigid. Tough and Rigid is track 2. I'm thinking that this could be track 3. Or at least like the introduction to track 3. I feel like track 3 could be a bit of a longer one. Track 3 is called Can't I Have My Drink in Peace? Which is basically the idea of, in the story, the character, us as a protagonist, walk into this new town, and first thing we do is we find a bar, and we start drinking, and the people in the bar do not like us and want us to leave, and so it's a case where we're just sort of there, and because we are simply existing, people don't like that, and so they decide to start a bar fight with us, and unfortunately, before a winner can be deemed, the police break it up. And they begin to interrogate you. They arrest you specifically because you're the outsider and nobody likes you. And yeah, generically, that's the way that the story's going right now. And it's not bad either. It's not a bad story. I'm actually really happy with it. But going back to my original point, I feel like this could be track 3 with the direction that's kind of going in. Track 3 being Can't I Just Have My Drink in Peace, aka the bar fight song. Or like not the bar fight song, but like the tension building track. And so, just want to make sure that whatever we choose for it to be, it fits 100% in that category. We don't want it to sort of straddle both and not be able to hold weight in either, basically. So that's the plan. Let's go and let's see this again from the top. Alright, let's do this. Ready? I know we're spread out quite thin over the octaves, but I am pretty happy with like the general like idea of it. I like the way this instrument sounds because we could definitely manipulate it in different ways. Is that middle? That is the middle. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's gonna be that piece. Which honestly, okay. So one thing that I'm doing completely differently for this soundtrack in particular, when it comes to music writing and like actual composition, I am working more with a lot different parts and a lot more different like isolated motifs that work well together. So for example, we can already take a look in this motif just how few or how many more loops there are compared to like let's say like especially Minecraft Reimagined. Minecraft Reimagined had like one 8-bar melody, one set of chords, one bass line, and it just ran with that for the whole thing, an hour straight. This one's gonna be a lot more different. There's gonna be a lot more different techniques and like different like melodies floating in and out of each song individually. Not and that's because I really want to push the boundaries with how I can create motifs, how I can push characters, how I can write for different scenarios, and generally just being better at what I do. Digging my heels in deep here, trying to make sure that whatever I work on next will be a piece that I'm genuinely proud of and one that I can say for definite reasons is better than Deep Space, is better than Worlds Beyond Our Own. So that's the ideas that we're going for here. And I'm so excited. I am super thrilled once this album is finished because I can already see so many great things going on. And I can see so many different characters getting their own melodies and motifs that will sometimes appear. Like, what the heck is this, like, oil drum type beat that we just made? Like, hello? That kind of goes pretty hard. Yeah, it doesn't really fit here. Let's go and pause that for now. As cool as this is to listen to, we gotta do another shopping spree here. What? How? Why? Huh? What? Ooh, pretty. Hang on. Oh yeah, that's cool, but I don't think I. Well, I don't have a place for it right now. At least we'll see if that changes anytime soon. Cool, very cool. Why is there a sound of someone just eating cornflakes? What? Okay. Not really feeling it. I don't know why, but I'm just not really feeling it. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Music Monday, Music Monday. It is Music Monday. Welcome on in, Mello. How are you doing? Hydrate. At this point in the night? Oh, shucks. How are you, Mello? How has your day been, my lovely friend? Feeling kind of eh? As in you're feeling kind of eh? Or me? Am I feeling kind of eh? Because I am feeling a little tired today. But I'm trying my best to get shit done. It's been a long day. What do we have right now? Let's go and let's take a listen. Just see where we're at. I just a very eh day. I'm pretty sure my ex is dating one of my friends, so even more eh. I'm terribly sorry to hear that, Mello. I unfortunately know that pain. But hopefully the day has been good besides that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Debbie! Welcome on in, my friend. How are you doing? I didn't know you were streaming. What's up, Tabby? What were you up to? What were you playing? Welcome on in, Raiders. My name is Time. I am a music composer for film, TV, and video games. Today, we're currently working on a brand new, yes, a brand new soundtrack that we just debuted today. So, actually, yeah, why not? Let's go and let's take a listen to the first track again. For everyone that has just come in. Doing great playing Ashes of Creation for about 5 hours. Ashes of Creation. Hang on. I don't think I've heard of that game, so you're going to need to tell me about it. We'll wait for the track to boot up. It's going to take just a couple minutes. Shouldn't take too long. Or a couple minutes, a couple seconds. There we go. Okay, so for those of you that are just joining, Hi, we are working on a new project that I have. The project title is Project Wasteland. We do. I'm known for doing this thing where I tell full, complete stories through only music and track titles. And so right now we are currently working on a story set in a sci-fi punk wasteland, and our protagonist that we are has just entered a new town, and the people there are not too friendly. So the first track, the opening track, is called A Warm Welcome. It's an early access MMORPG, been in development for a while and released a public alpha on Steam this month. Heck yeah, that sounds fun, an MMORPG. Hey, if you're having fun, that's all that matters, Tabby. Hopefully it's not too buggy. If it's an early access, a public alpha, yeah. I imagine it'd probably be a little buggy, but hopefully the experience is pretty honed in and the devs know what they're doing. I'm gonna look at this game actually. What's it called? Ashes of Creation? Intrepid Studios. Have I heard these guys before? They made Ashes Creation Apocalypse. Okay. Okay, this game actually looks pretty cool. Just looking at the page for it. Yeah, definitely some big bugs here and there. But the experience has been great, and I've been enjoying it. It got a review bombed because it had been in development forever and people were impatient. Oh man, that's really sad when a game gets review bombed. Unless it's Overwatch 2. Fuck Overwatch 2, it deserves to get review bombed. I dig the jams, thank you. We're trying out, for this project in particular, we're trying out new styles of writing. And I'm working more on letting things simmer and creating these bigger punches for when transitions happen. So we're currently we're waiting. We're messing around with melodies and trying to make sure that stuff builds up the way I want it to. We still gotta work on the transitions for this track, but for the most part, I think the ideas are in place. A lot of the motifs are what we're gonna be running with throughout the majority of this soundtrack. I think, what are we looking at right now? 16 tracks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 tracks for this soundtrack lined up. Mind you, Deep Space was 10, not counting the bonus tracks. And that took 2 years to make. So, we're going to be working on this for a while. And I'm really excited for people to join along for the journey and to give their input and to sort of share what they think about it as well. Project. We just started last week. We started this track last week in a work stream. So 2 tracks in 1 week ain't too bad. But also, I have a lot of time off this week for work. I go back on the 5th, and I spent all of today working on a music video. And for the past couple of days, I've been MIA trying to work on a computer, only to find out the BIOS has been absolutely fried. So, I had to send back the motherboard, and that explains the mountain of boxes behind me and why I haven't gotten rid of them yet. because the computer's still in a state of disarray. So I've got a lot of stuff on my plate right now, so I don't know how quickly the soundtrack is going to get done. But yeah, that was a warm welcome. Which honestly, for an opening track, kind of goes hard. I could see this being like a really good introduction to character motifs and for like the general feel of like how the town's supposed to be. And just overall, ooh, I love it. And so the second track that we've been working on, currently called Tough and Rigid, is either going to be our second track or our third track. I'm actually debating between the two because of the way things are shifting actively during the stream as we create it. Oh no, that's rough, and having a lot of computer issues with my church too. Haha. Yeah, I don't know. It's just computer issues have been rampant. I really wanted to build this computer before Christmas, which would have been better because, I mean, I got all the parts by like December 15th. I think was the last day my parts came in. But I ordered RAM off of Amazon on Black Friday, like right at the beginning of the prices starting to shoot up. And that was probably the worst thing to do because I ordered Corsair RAM for DDR5 to be exact. So it's the new gen RAM. And it sat in like delivery ordered or like delivery processed processing state. And it sat there for like 2 weeks before they were like, fuck it, we're not going to give you the RAM, and they just canceled the order. And so I was waiting on that for a while, and then they were just like, yeah, no, we changed our minds. We're not going to sell you RAM. I'm just like, why? Why? So yeah, I've currently got beef with the industry right now because they are not making it easy to get stuff done. But yeah, currently we're working on a song called Tough and Rigid. This will either be, so both of the tracks are that take place after this, Tough and Rigid and Can't I Have My Drink in Peace, they are both like taking place in like a bar type setting. So I could see both these tracks going either way, or this track going either way, falling on either track 2 or track 3, but that's entirely dependent on how we build this and the direction we're going in. So yeah, let's just take a listen. We'll keep working on it. Man, that sucks. They canceled the order. I figured that would have been the best time to buy it. I upgraded my church's rig and stuck to DDR4 for that reason. Because they're just not worth it right now. Yeah, the prices are just kind of atrocious. And it makes it really hard to get stuff done. Also dig the vibe. Thank you. If you're upgrading the church's rig, yeah, I'd say stick to DDR4 RAM and like try and like max out like, if you're doing like visual effects in the church, and if you're doing like projections, and like looking at like a lot of websites holding audio as well, playing stuff, I'd recommend just upgrading like CPU power and RAM. Yeah, I'm really vibing with this track right now. I could see it going in like several different ways, but I do want to try and keep it on theme with the fact that this is like, we're trying to like get the vibe of the people in the bar right now, and they are not friendly. It's almost like what was it? I need to look this up. I think it was like the Wolverine trailer. Yeah, the motherboard died out, so I had to upgrade it. It was only for streaming, so we didn't need too much. just had some old DDR4, so I had it to be I had some old DDR4. I had it because it used to be on DDR3 because I donated my old parts. DDR3? Holy crap. Okay, yeah, no, DDR4 is definitely needed. Like, what was the trailer? Was it for? Was it for Wolverine that I'm thinking of? I know they just dropped a new trailer, but I'm looking for the original one. Was it a teaser? Is that what it was? Yeah. That's super loud. Holy crap. Yeah, okay. You can we can sort of take this scene as like sort of an example of like what the bar would look like. So we have a protagonist just sort of minding their own business versus a bar that just does not want them in there. So that's sort of what I'm imagining for that's sort of what I'm imagining for like this bar scene going like as well. Like the protagonist just literally wants a drink and they want to be left alone. I also butchered that message. Sorry, Lil. Oh yeah, no, you're you're good, Tabby. I've been butchering messages left and right. Recently, my keyboard likes to miss inputs from the I and the from the O, I, and U keys for some odd reason. So 90% of vowels just don't work. I'm also be lurking because I need to get some sleep and food, but hope music goes well. Thank you so much, Tabby, for stopping by and for lurking. Thank you so much for trusting your community with me, and yeah, hope you get some good food and hope you get some good sleep, my brother. It's always lovely seeing you. We need to game sometime soon, Tabby. We need to hop back into like Valorant. Yeah, Valorant or something. Yes, we should. Maybe not Valo. I'm honestly, I'm insanely rusty when I'm down. We'll definitely find a game to play. I know I've been wanting to like hit up some old friends and just genuinely like sort of in a way get the band back together. As cheesy as that sounds, I do miss gaming with some people, especially especially the Tired Town people. Yeah, we'll find something. I've also been rusty at Valo, but my addiction's back, so I'm now back on that game. Unfortunately, against everyone's best judgment and against everyone's wishes. Same. That sounds fun. Let's do it. Well, I will see you later, man. Much love. You too, Tabby. Have a good night. Okay. I mean, it's not the not the worst, but I'm also not necessarily vibing with it the same way I was before. At least in this section. I'm gonna keep that there, but I'm gonna mute it. That way we don't hear it. Have we decided what's on instrument 8 here, or what's up with that? Okay. Hang on, I actually do want to try that very quickly. There we go. Okay, we gotta make sure everything is lined up here. La da 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 da. We'll go and leave them muted right now. I'm not. We'll see if that actually works. Okay, how many measures is this actually? I'm curious. 8 measures. Okay, that works. What filter's on this out of curiosity? I know there's a filter on it. You. Okay, LFO1's consistent. Okay. Oh, that's why, because it's on song position. And why not? We'll sync it. That way, at the very least, it'll be consistent, and we can go from there. I do like this, though. I think this is a good pattern. Where are we gonna put it, though? I think probably here would be a good place. Out of curiosity, what happens if we move it here? Yeah, I don't mind that being there. What am I looking for? Looking for concept art. Is it not here? What? Where'd it go? Whoa, hello. Do me a favor, just go in here. Was it an experiment? Was it laboratory? No, I don't think so. Oh no, it was just called Wasteland, I think. Wasteland, the concept art, I think is what it was called. Yep, there it is. Perfect. Okay, let's check this out because there's something that I want to find here. It's a riser of some sorts that I feel like could be used in this track. I just want to test it out. I want to see what we can come up with. Also, while we're here, let's go and let's listen to this because this is technically the song that started it all. It's not part of the soundtrack yet, but we do have this as an option. We will come back to this track for inspiration when we have the time for it. Because this is the foundation that I do want to build stuff on for like later tracks down the line. Build up to breathing. Okay. Good to know, I guess that's the name of the thing. Actually, wait, hang on. I do want to know. This is the one, right? I really want to use this synth again. Cut me real deep down. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and write all these names in a document very quickly. Okay. Sorry, I'm quickly writing down these names because I want to make sure that I know them. What do I want this? I want this under VST samples. That's it. Okay, this is Omnisphere. This is Cut Me Real Deep. Cut Me Real Deep down. That's like a really strong bass that I want to use. guess I could use this. It's more ambient, but it doesn't hurt. Had to take a call. What did I miss, Music Man? Not nothing much. We're just working on the track, and we're currently grabbing samples from this track that we wrote about a month or two ago. That sort of inspired this whole soundtrack. Organic Roads Chill. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Was this Jupiter Accentuator? Perfect. Also, watch this. Wait, what are we watching? The little guys running around? Oh, a 7-stream streak. Heck yeah. Thank you so much, Bella, for being here for 7 streaks consecutively. It really does mean a lot to me that you dropped by and that you're here. Okay, is there anything else that I want to grab from this? Probably that. What are you? Heart arrhythmia. You mean a lot to me, Music Man? Oh, Mellow. Oh, Mellow. I do like that sound. What is it? Flyby Looper Crush. I'll go ahead and I'll include that as well. Flyby Looper Crush. And yeah, we mainly came here for this riser here. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and let's go back to Tough and Rigid. Welcome on in, Random. How are you doing? How are you doing, Random? How was your Christmas? How's the holidays been for you? Doing my best. Christmas is great, but the last couple of days have been hell. Aw, Brandon, what's going on? Everything okay? Okay, hang on. How does this go here? Okay. Okay. Let's try that. Let me see this. Yes, big hugs for Random. Mental state took a dip. Got overstimulated a couple days ago. Finally took. Okay. I see. Okay. Also, to everyone here, it is that time of year where the seasonal depression does start to like be in full force. I do wish everyone the best. As someone who also like goes through very strong waves of like seasonal depression, like the mental state slip does like really take a toll sometimes. I'm very sorry to hear that, Random. But hopefully, if the days are bad now, hopefully the new year starts to get better. Hopefully. Here's my thought. If we're in a low point right now, I like to imagine this. Life is a series of mountains and valleys. Because if it were a flat plane, that'd be pretty boring. But currently, we're going from a peak down into a valley. What does that mean? It means like using lemons. If we're in a valley, that means that there are only good times ahead. And you will come back up. That's the important part. So we make lemonade. Exactly. We take what we've been given and we make it a good thing. Sugar. Life gives us lemons. We use it to make lemonade. Add a little bit of good times and we'll... Sugar, spice, and everything nice. Heck yeah, everything nice. Everything will be okay, Random. Regardless of how you're feeling now, you're in a valley, and it will just lead back up. You'll be back up in no time. In the meantime, though, I do recommend taking care of yourself, just making sure that you are comfortable and that you can do everything in your power to give yourself self-love and to help your mental state get up that climb just a little bit faster. That's my recommendation. Okay, where was that transition again? I don't know if I want that there. How about right here? Okay, there's something that I want to put here, but I don't know if it's going to work. These are the ingredients to make the perfect little girls. Is this going where I think it's going? Where is it? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's going to be a little weird, but this will be a little trust the process. Okay, let's go ahead and let's line that up. Make sure that that is on beat. There we go. And let's hear that. What happens if I were just to distort the living daylights out of the sample? What would happen? Let's see what happens, shall we? Whoa. What's enhancer out of curiosity? Harmonics, enhancer. I don't think it's going to do anything that I think it's going to do. Life is like a bow and arrow. Sometimes you need to be drawn back to fly. That's a good one. That's a good quote right there. Actually, okay, hang on. I got this app here that I use for journaling. It's called Reflectly. And let's just take a look and see what it what some of the quotes are for the day. So mine is specifically set to wisdom, and sometimes I'll scroll through it if I have something. My theater teacher told me that, and it stuck with me. That's a really good saying. Okay. So the first quote that I got is from Albert Einstein. In the middle of a difficulty lies opportunity. Professor Utonium accidentally added an extra ingredient to the concoction. Chemical X. Here's a quote. Here's the next quote by Oscar Wilde. Life is too important to be taken seriously. AKA, have fun. I added that last part. The last part's not part of the quote. This quote is by Marcus Aurelius. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is within yourself, in your way of thinking. That's a good one. That's a real good one. All right, I'm only gonna throw 3 quotes out there. I could scroll through that app forever. Whenever I'm looking for like inspiration for lyrics, if I am just in a mood and need it, and need to like bring myself up a little. Speaking of which, I haven't journaled in a while. I need to go back to journaling. I've had a ton of stuff happen that probably should be journaled about and documented somewhere. Okay. What else can we do to absolutely modify this? Non-linear reverb, that's okay. If I go to modulation, let's go and put a flanger on it. Let's see what happens. Turn up the feedback, turn up the rate. We turn up the mix, just let it be completely wow, wow, wow. I need to check out my Finch. Haven't done that today. That's a good idea. Definitely worth checking up on your Finch. Okay. All right. Well, I did not mean to get rid of that. Let's go ahead and let's do harmonic. Let's do a fuzz wah. What's that gonna do? Throw a little bit of fuzz on there. And a little bit of post wah for the fuzz. It sounds bouncy. Yeah. Yeah, the flanger tends to do that. What could we do? Do a phaser. Do a filter gate. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna throw on 4 random plugins, and we're gonna see where that gets us. Let's go and let's do flanger followed by multi-chorus, followed by let's do little altar boy, followed by what are we thinking? It has to be an effect. Portal. Oh! I keep forgetting I have Portal, but this thing is literally the greatest plugin to exist. Okay, I'm actually really curious what this abomination sounds like now. Let's just hit play. Okay, well, to be fair, I didn't modify Little Altar Boy. If I turned it... I don't want to change pitch, I want to change formant. Turn up the drive a little. Okay. Interesting. Man, okay, hang on. Actually, that makes me think. I'm gonna completely disregard the fact that we are trying to do stuff right now. What do I want to do? I want to take all this off. No insert. No insert. No insert. I'm gonna leave it just as is. It's fine as is. I want to play with this now in Portal. Give me Portal. Oh, it's so cool. I love Portal. Okay. I really want to include Portal in like a lot of the soundtrack because I think a lot of the glitchiness will be really beneficial. Like, let's hear this on the melody. I'm gonna bite it? What does that mean? You're gonna bite it? Versus without it. I love Portal. I'm trying not to smash my keyboard, but I love it. That's what I'm saying. It sounds so cool with Portal. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're going to get some automation for this. What am I looking for right now? I'm looking for mod 1 rate and mod 2 rate. Actually, no, I think it's macros 1 and 2. Go ahead and remove that. I think that's what these are, right? Hey, I guess I'll find out. Hang on, let's go ahead and let's bring this down here. Portal 2, macro 1, macro 2. Are these moving? Yes, they are. They are in fact moving the portal. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set this to right, or yeah, we'll set it to right. We're gonna start right here. We're gonna mess around with it. We're gonna get this absolutely distorted. Okay, you ready? Let's do this. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Working on Flambe next? Dude, that's awesome. I'm excited to see what you're going to do for Flambe. Um. Okay. I'm vibing with it. Let me hear this again because I want to see how the automation turned out. Set this to read. We're gonna open a portal. Let me finish up what I'm doing here, bug, and I will. I should tell chat what I fucking did today. You got into school? Is that what we're talking about? What's that mean? We're currently working with a software called Portal. Tell them the school. I can't. In all honesty, I don't remember which school it was. You're gonna need to remind me. But also, I don't know if you want that public or not. Which school you're going to? But to answer your question, piece, we're working with Portal right now. Which is a software. Which is a software that allows us to do some really cool stuff, like digital effect wise, and just absolutely manipulate a sample. I'm gathering the goons for the Clone Wars. Epic, fantastic. I will join in a sec after we wrap up here. But basically, here for an example, let's go and let's play this without Portal activated for a second. So it's off. Sounds very simple. Makes sense. You hear the melody in its entirety. And now here it is with Portal. That's actually pretty impressive. Oh man, I need to mess around with Portal more. Portal's like such a fantastic tool. Let me show you guys something very quickly, because I think we're gonna wrap it up for the night here. But let me show you guys something very quickly that I worked on a while ago. As like when I first got Portal. Because holy crap, this is so cool. Where is it? It's in my random melodies and ideas. Okay, we gotta wait for this to boot up because there is a lot in this document. And I mean a lot in this document. Just make sure I'm not missing any text right now. Yeah, we're good. Okay, perfect. Let's go and let's skip all. Where is it? Here, we'll wait for S to be over before we actually like go into like what we're doing here. Yeah, why not? Let's leave this all open. We're not doing anything just yet. What's this? I forget. I don't know why this is here. I don't really know what this is for. Also, what is this? Ooh, we're gonna go ahead and remove you. We do not want any Spitfire Audio Labs in this document. It will actually just crash Pro Tools and the file. And it'll be like, what are we doing? Like, hey, what are we doing again? I can't quite remember. Anyway, so let's go ahead and let's talk about Portal. Because Portal's really cool. I don't know why anything is here. That's fair. Okay, so this is a set of vocals that I like created, and put Portal effects on. But here's what it sounds like raw. Here's what the vocals sound like on their own. Clean, very nice sounding. And this particular sample has its own set of stuff. So here we can quickly open that up and we can sort of take a look at what's happening there. Because all like the that's all this instrument right here. If we take a look at the engine, we have like this steps segment right here, which we can sort of see in action if we hit play. You can see how it sort of goes through it. So that's that. Portal here can do something really cool. So if we hit bypass, if we turn it on, this is what it sounds like with Portal. You can hear how it sort of like goes through these so many different effects. And we can sort of see like what's happening here. So purple is on the y-axis. Light blue is on the x-axis. You can sort of see wherever there's purple and wherever there's blue is what's being affected right now. So like for example, purple going up and down is going to affect the retrigger, the offset, the pitch, the count, and the density. Oh yeah, and the size, feedback, and also the rate at which the second mod modulation is going. Light blue, on the other hand, controls the pitch on a second feed, and then I think it does something else as well, but I can't remember where it's being controlled. I think HP and high pass and low pass are also being affected, but they're being controlled by modulation 1. So we have a lot of control here just by moving this around on an axis. So you can see as this moves, the pitch moves. As stretch moves, everything else moves. So we control stuff in a very interesting way. So if we play this again, so like here, if I set this to touch and I wanted to like control it myself again. We can do some really cool stuff with it. Whoa, hello, just gonna read. Morning, Soren! How are you doing this morning? How did you sleep, man? Also, how was your time on Soulcrafters yesterday? I was lurking while I was working on a music video, so unfortunately I couldn't say anything, but I was listening along and like following your journey, your shenanigans that you and Allie were up to earlier. So when I say Portal is my favorite plugin to use, this is why. I can just do so much crazy shit, and it sounds so cool. And it's all at my control. Like, what the hell you mean I can do this? It's so feverishly cool, and I love it. Anyway, I'm not gonna go ahead and say this, cause as much as I really actually, okay, fine, I will save it, cause I do really like how it sounds with like the extra pitch warping and stuff. I'm good. How are you? SC was good. I feel like I haven't been on there forever. If the train needs a hand at it, let me know. Dental and a hand with materials even. The train's actually going well. I spent like 5 to 6 hours working on it last night, as well as I finished up all the land that I need for El Dorado. So I actually was on last night. I don't think I forgot to say it, but I was actively working last night. Will the train get finished? Hard to say. It might. I hope it gets finished. I have time this week. I should be able to get finished. I've just got a lot on my plate right now, especially because like around the holidays, I'd say like the past like 4 to 5 days, nobody has seen me. I've been busy working on a computer that has absolutely shit the bed. The motherboard is absolutely fried, and well, not fried as in the literal sense, but like the BIOS is just not working on it. So I had to return my motherboard today, and I'm waiting to figure out what I'm gonna do with it. Yeah, so I'm hoping to spend a little bit more time on Soulcrafters this week, as well as I have some big stuff on the server that I'm actively planning right now. So, you know, fun stuff there. Fun stuff on that front. Anyway, I think now would be a good time to raid out. Do we have any friends that are live that we could raid, actually? I'm curious. Nean's live playing Subnautica. Heck yeah, we're going to go raid Nean. Oh, nice, you got this. Also, dang, the island is done. There goes my offer to gift more dirt. Also, geez, that's rough. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I will still need dirt. I mean, I need to terraform the living daylights out of it, but at least like the main platform is done. Am I right or am I right? the main shape of the island is done, but I will still need a lot of dirt. I went through all my dirt last night. 5 double chests worth of dirt gone in an instant. Yeah, go get some rest and stuff and chill for the evening. Yeah, I've been working pretty much all day, so I do need to unwind for a bit. If you need dirt, I got you. Thank you, Soren. I will, in fact, be coming to you for more dirt, as it is direly needed. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's raid Nian, who is playing... Let's play Subnautica. I love Subnautica. Did y'all know that I like Subnautica? And yeah, this is where we're gonna go ahead and end stream. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We will be live Wednesday? What's Wednesday? Wednesday's New Year's. I'm actually not sure if we'll be live Wednesday. I have to check to see what I'm doing that night. Yeah, I'm not sure about Wednesday. Thursday we should be live again. Probably with Soulcrafters. Either that or with Planet Coaster. I've been really enjoying going back to Planet Coaster and working on the new build that we are currently doing right now. I'm so excited. The Intimate Blitz is actually looking really good, and I've spent a little bit more time working on it off stream. I'm so excited, like feverishly excited to go back to it. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for tuning into today's stream and for hanging out with me as I work on music. This project is so good. Project Wasteland is turning out so good, and we're only 2 tracks in. See you time. Thank you for the music. Thank you, man, for dropping by. Hope to hop on the server with you soon, Soren. And yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in, but unfortunately, I got you on. So I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye. We will also, before I forget, best of video will be dropping New Year's Eve. 12 p.m., December 31st. Look out for on the main channel for a best of 2025 video. So sorry, Swaggy. You came in at just the wrong time. We'll be live. We'll be live again. I will see you all later. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.